it's campaign season.
It's always campaign season.
Campaign season. And you know, donor relations has a vital role in campaign planning. What are some of the best ways that donor relations should engage in the prep work, the before work of a campaign?
So you're asking, what do we need to have in place to go into a campaign? I love the preparing for a campaign portion, because when you get into the campaign, it's just like running, right? So the time, the thoughtful analysis that you can do before, knowing how many donors we think we're going to have at certain levels and understanding that, I think that's important. For me, I focus on, do I have the right naming guidelines in place? Do we need to raise our naming? Every campaign I've ever been through, we've had to raise our naming levels. So that takes a little bit of time, as you know. Making sure we have all of the proper gift approval processes in place. Is there anything we need to streamline with gift agreements? Is there any way we can find a more efficient way to do that? Because there's going to be more. In a campaign, it's just the regular work we do plus, right? Plus, sometimes, plus. Right? So it's how can we be as efficient and have the systems and processes in place? So I really spend a lot of time thinking and looking at, what do we have now? How did that work in our last campaign? Did it work in our last campaign? If not, what do we need to, blow up and start over again? Generally, it's tweaking. It's just a little bit of tweaking, but taking the time. Also having lots of conversations with your development leadership about expectations. What are we going to call a big gift? How are we going to celebrate a big gift? At what level do we want to celebrate those big gifts? How are we going to start to, what do we want to do to publicly launch this campaign? Usually we spend a lot of time budgeting and figuring out what our budget's going to be. So all the pre-work is my favorite, because that's it. The other critical thing is not just budget resources, but staffing. Leading up to a campaign, this is the perfect time to add staff. And I think you should add staff before the campaign starts, so that those people have time to help create the infrastructure or do a refresh of the infrastructure, get themselves up to speed, so that by the time we're running in the public phase of the campaign, everybody is on board, right? So I think the biggest things I really like to focus on are staffing, resources, budgeting, infrastructure. And I think the best way to look at all of that is, how did it work in the last campaign? Can we keep up? Can we manage? And that helps, I think, drive and get us ready, really ready for the campaign.
Yep.
Yeah. It's the fun part.
It is the fun part.
Yeah, but we love process.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.